Hey guys, and welcome back. Sorry, I'm starting a little bit earlier. Hey guys, and welcome back. We are continuing on with Puzzle Fridays. Today is going to be a continuation of The Raven, the Legacy of the Master Thief. Last time I played, I believe we finished chapter 2, or chapter 1, excuse me, and should be continuing on with chapter 2 tonight. So let me get that up and running, and then we can get going. Okay. Resume game. I think we're still on the boat. Yeah, okay. Oh no, that's right. That's right. Main menu. Yeah, because this game's weird in the fact that you have to pick the chapters. So new game. We'll do chapter 2. Start game. Yes. Ah, thank you for the raid. Hey guys. Raid. Thank you for the follow as well, Flame. Y'all popped in at a good time. I just started. Hey. Oh, hold on. Why is this not cooperating? Okay, so we got drugged. Hey. Hey, Beast. So, oh, I forgot. I'm so sorry. Hold on. That's my bad. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I forgot. My bad. I forgot to turn it off. Emotes only. Hey, sorry. I forgot it was on emotes only. Oh, okay. All right. So, let me get back into the. Oh, what did I click? Yikes! I clicked something else. Oh, hold on. Can I get out of this, please? I clicked on big picture. Okay. So, as I was explaining, we're playing a game called The Raven: Legacy of the Master Thief, and this is chapter 2. Chapter 1, we got on a boat. We're headed to Cairo, and we were doing some snooping. And last thing we saw was we got chloroformed by the doctor, which is why we're in the predicament we're in now. Ah, we took too long. Yep. I am doing good, Skater. Thank you. Okay, so we took too long, so hurry. Oh, okay, so if every time I grab the scissors, this happens. Man, that happened to me last time too. Thank you for saying something, Serene. Oh. There's not really much happening anyway because I am trying to figure out what I need to do. Every time I okay, I like don't have time to figure out what I'm doing here. This is like a timed event, and I gotta figure out what I'm doing. So we're probably gonna see that a bunch.
I am sorry.
Okay. So we have to be quick.
What have you?
I have like no time to do anything. Yeah, this is a problem because
I am sorry.
it's a
you have to
time
see
thing.
all this. I should have used more chloroform.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So this is right. We're doing that right. Oh, there's like nothing I can click. There is nothing I can click.
I am sorry you have to see all this.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to distract him. Why?
Oh, here we go.
Why? Why? Why did the Baroness have to snoop around? Why did you have to snoop around?
Because you were acting
And
weird.
that glove there. You want to plant evidence on me, yeah? I left no evidence. There is no trail. And yet you can't just leave me in peace, can you?
Okay. You'll have to tell me what you're eating, though. I'm curious. But yes, enjoy your food.
Keep talking. Chloroform? I had it in my bag, just in case. You were supposed to be asleep. I am not a monster, you know? I have nothing against you. Nothing at all. But what can I do? You forced my... It's your fault.
Oh, there we go. I was like, scissors are in your hand, dude.
okay?
We stabbed him with something. That's all I know. Oh gosh.
Thanks.
A wet towel works miracles. I told you so.
It
Out
does.
with it then. What were you doing down there?
Inspector, at least let the constable recover his breath.
He almost killed himself.
Me? No. Dr. Gebhardt would have taken care of that for me. Where is he?
Gebhardt? He's vanished without a trace. We're searching the ship from top to bottom.
One at a time. Tell me, Zellner, what did you find out?
Dr. Gebhardt killed Baroness von Trebitz.
Impossible.
Do you have proof?
Besides the fact that he wanted to kill me?
But wasn't the doctor with you when the shot was fired?
The shot that we heard was a recording. The Baroness had a tape recorder and good speakers in her cabin. Good enough to make the noise audible on the upper deck.
Is that just your suspicion, or do you have proof?
There's an audio tape in the medical center. The reel belongs to the tape player in the Baroness's cabin. And there's a sibling reel in her cabin that belongs to the recorder in the medical center. After a few minutes, there's a loud bang on the audio tape. That's our gunshot.
Where did Gebhardt get it from?
He recorded it in the cargo hold. His tape recorder has a microphone, and I removed a bullet from one of the boxes down there.
And it came from the murder weapon?
At least that's my assumption. There can't be many Luger 08 pistols on board. Right, Inspector Legrand?
All right.
Inspector Legrand.
Let's pretend you're onto something. The shot we heard was just a recording. What happened next?
We all ran to the Baroness's cabin. She lay comatose in a pool of blood. Dr. Gebhardt pushed past you so that you couldn't get too close to the Baroness. He examined her and pronounced her dead. There was no reason for us to doubt him. The shot, the blood, the Baroness lying there lifelessly. But she was only unconscious, knocked out by the chloral hydrate that the doctor had poured into her glass shortly before.
This is all information from the first chapter.
You came in.
He wanted to remove the evidence, but you gave me the glass instead, Captain DeConti, and unintentionally knocked me out as well.
Nonsense. There was blood everywhere. And the Baroness is certainly dead enough, isn't she?
Then who did shoot her? And when?
She wasn't shot, she was poisoned.
And yet I saw the hole in her chest with my own eyes.
Aha!
She must have been shot.
Well, ingenious. Where was she shot?
It was either in. Oh, I don't know if it was in the cabin.
Then it was that he shot the sleeping Baroness in her cabin, barely 10 meters away from us.
What are you saying?
The doctor was alone in the cabin for a while. When the alarm went off, it was
Ah,
deafening.
that's right. That's right.
Couldn't even hear myself.
And I found a pillow with burn marks. Could have been used to muffle a gunshot.
And the blood?
The blood wasn't real. Dr. Gebhardt mixed up a liquid that looked like fresh blood to the casual observer, but the liquid remained red instead of becoming darker and browner from exposure to the air. That meant he had to clean the body and get rid of the bedding.
But the blood was already there when we first entered the cabin.
Dr. Gebhardt was in the Baroness's cabin before the murder. He hid a surgical glove full of the red liquid under her sheet. The Baroness, dead tired, fell onto her bed. The glove burst and the blood spread across the bed. I found the burst glove in the medical center.
But why did he do it? What was his motive?
Inspector?
Yeah, so all that information he just kind of threw at us was from. This is my first time playing the game. This is my first time playing this part of the game. The first chapter I've played twice now. So I guess you could say from this point on, this is my first time playing it. Yes. But we're playing as this guy right here, and he is a Swiss constable who the first chapter we start out on a train, and all these characters except for her and him were with us on the train. And the doctor who we just saw too was also on the train. And we ended up in a huge pickle. We had to come to the rescue. And then we were on the ship, and everything he was just talking about just happened. The Dr. Phil looking dude, yeah. Dr. Phil looking dude, yeah. Lots and lots of words, yes. And then basically chapter 1 ended with us getting caught by the doctor snooping around in the medical center. So that's where chapter 1 left off, and now we're in chapter 2. But they're kind of going over all the details because we were literally snooping around and doing stuff without this guy. This guy is a inspector from Paris. And he is I think he's a constable too from Britain. And these two are working together, and Legrand, the inspector, has been trying to get rid of us the whole darn time, even though we're doing all the work. We're literally doing all the work. Yeah, you're welcome. It's also been I think 2 weeks since I've played, so even those that were watching last time probably were like, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so we're explaining what just happened, and that's why he's kind of going over exactly what we did for the last chapter. So why did he kill the Baroness?
I can only speculate. The Baroness spent the day rummaging through her old family photos, and in her diary she wrote about deceased family members. I suspect it had something to do with their fates during the war. The Baroness wrote a warning on her notepad. There is a murderer on board. I don't have proof, but I believe that the Baroness held Dr. Gebhardt responsible for the deaths of her relatives and wanted to confront him in front of all of us. The doctor couldn't allow that to happen, and so he silenced her.
No, no, no.
Do you have anything to contribute, Constable?
Confession, sir. Dr. Gebhardt
Hey,
was
Tinker.
the Raven. It's all here. He admits to everything.
What does it say?
It says, do you still remember, my dear Nico? The
Hello
streets
there.
were wet with rain, and the scent of roasted barley and fermenting yeast wafted over to us from the brewery. A dog barked until your shot struck down the innocent one. After that silence, not a single sound except for my soft steps fading on the wet cobblestone street. They made a hero of you, and I, at last, found peace. At least until the urge returned. Some of us are not made for retirement, my friend. I thought they would assign this case to you, and that thought pleased me. We'd finally find out who was truly the better man. And it pains me now to have to admit that you and your little gumshoe got the better of me. You drove me into a corner, forced me to make mistakes. I congratulate you on your triumph, but no one will confine the Raven to a cage. There is but one way out, and that is by my own hand. Farewell, Raven Hunter. R.
Aw,
Legrand.
Aw, Legrand. He was kind of a jerk to us in the first chapter, towards the end. Like I said, he's been trying to get rid of us this whole time. He doesn't want our help or anything like that, but we've been the biggest source of help.
Inspector?
I was right. I told them all, over and over again. But no one would listen.
Um, the main plot of this is there's two jewels that are trying to make their way to Cairo. They're called the Eyes of the Sphinx. One has already been taken by the Raven, and the other one is one we're transporting right now, which is why he's here to begin with. And that's the big plot of this game, is we're trying to make sure that that jewel ends up safe, but the Raven is secretly following us around. Of course you would.
You think that Dr. Gebhardt was really the Raven?
The things Gebhardt describes in his letter aren't part of any police report. Only someone who was there would know them.
Couldn't there have been others involved? One of the police, for instance. What if one of them changed sides?
Why is it so hard for you to accept the simple truth? There was never a new Raven. There was only ever the old one. And that was Dr. Gebhardt.
The modus operandi doesn't match. The Raven was not a killer.
Legends are rarely what they seem to be, Constable Zellner.
Ay, ay, ay.
Then who was the man who was killed back then?
William Jackson, a petty thief, committed some burglaries together with his brother. Talented, but not world-class.
And they thought he was the Raven.
Some people thought it was part of his disguise. If you're a debonair master thief, what better disguise than pretending to be a common crook? From time to time you let them catch you pulling small jobs, and no one ever imagines you're capable of a major heist.
But you didn't believe it.
I had my doubts, but everyone congratulated me and those doubts were pushed aside. It was like being caught in a storm. But eventually the storm passed and my doubts were still there.
But not this time? No doubts telling you that Gebhardt isn't our man?
It must be him.
Also, Legrand is a little, like, obsessed. A little backstory on him as well that they've already explained in the game is he was the original one after the Raven, and he shot someone that they all thought was the Raven, and he became really, really, like, famous, popular. Everybody knew him as the Raven. He's the one who stopped the Raven. So when the Raven started stealing again, Legrand took it personally, and he's like hardcore going all into this. So he's like kind of obsessed.
What about the handwriting, the wording? Does the farewell letter match the Raven's other letters?
Yes, it's his handwriting, his words. I've read all the Raven's letters, all of them, over and over again.
I never thought it was possible. A
Also
resurrected
not used to
Raven.
completely voice acted
The
games.
Raven was never dead. I shot the wrong man.
But that man had the stolen goods, didn't he? So he must have been in league with the Raven. One could hardly call him innocent. Where do we go from here?
We deliver the eye and then I'll contact Paris. The task force will compare all of Gephardt's known residences with the Raven's activity.
And if there are any inconsistencies?
You're welcome to keep an eye on the safe if you can't let it go. The ship will remain in Cairo for one day. That's all the time you'll have to catch your own Raven. I already have mine.
There you go again. We're in Cairo.
Ah, you're one of Legrand's men, aren't you?
My name is Anton Jakob Zellner.
You've come just in time. Grace, my dachshund is missing.
There may be more important matters for me to attend to, Mr.
Director Abbas Mokhtar. And Grace isn't just a common dog. She's a purebred German dachshund, a champion.
Inspector Legrand, Professor Lucien, and Constable Oliver
he is a
are
constable, I
overseeing
know
the
it.
transportation of the safe. They should be here at any moment. I'll have a look around in the meantime.
Do you think that's necessary? The Raven is dead, after all.
If you mean Dr. Gebhardt, his body was never recovered. Nor the stolen eye of the Sphinx, for that matter.
It does us a great honor that the Inspector is concerned about us. but we have everything under control.
Legrand isn't as concerned as he should be, but I am. Is the museum closed?
Yes. Only carefully selected guests may enter the museum during preparations for the gala. And of course, you're one of them, Mr. Constable.
Mr. Constable.
What can you tell me about the museum's security system?
One of the best on the market. And the second eye will still be exhibited in our special treasure chamber, which is extra secure.
Treasure chamber?
See for yourself, to the right of the entrance. The eye is as safe as the British Crown jewels.
I think I'll have a look around the museum.
Please do. There's a lot to see.
I love
And
how...
you let me know if you
Oh.
see Grace, won't you? I hope we find her before the great inspector arrives. Isn't it fantastic how he solved the murder on the ship?
Legrand?
Of course, it's in all the newspapers. The murder of the wealthy Baroness von Trebitz, and how the
Oh,
great
you're fine,
Inspector Legrand identified the murderer in just one day. It's the stuff legends are made of. You should count yourself lucky to have the chance to learn from him.
What exactly do the newspapers say?
Everything. It's fantastic. Someone on board must have informed the press immediately. Of course, it's a great advertising for us. The reporters will queue up tonight.
And it was reported that Legrand found the murderer.
Of course. Who else?
Well, I wasn't exactly uninvolved.
Of course. Legrand surely has
Of course, it goes all
assistants.
to Legrand.
But honor to he who deserves to be honored. Right?
Well then,
Be seeing you, Constable. Grace! Here, Gracie. My sweetheart. Where
Oh,
are
it's the
you?
butler.
Mr. Inch.
Mr. Inch. There you are. I am so sorry. Baroness von Trebitz was a good-hearted woman. She did so much for the museum.
As you say, sir.
And you? Are you leaving so soon?
I'd like to go back to my hotel. These last days have been such a strain.
First, you sneak into the museum without greeting me, and then you want to leave just as quickly?
I didn't want to disturb you, and we'll have time enough tonight.
Yes, you simply must come tonight. I wanted to present Baroness von Trebitz with a medal. Now you'll have to accept it.
Of course, if you insist.
The Baroness paid for all this. Without her, there wouldn't have been an exhibition or
Hi,
a
Frebbie.
gala.
She was very generous.
Yes, she was.
If you'll
Scaring
excuse
the crap out of me.
now. Constable Zellner, I want to thank you again for all you've done. You saved me, you could say.
You find
My
me.
pleasure.
You find me.
See you tonight.
So we're on the look for a dachshund, and we're going to roam around for a bit. Yay! Okay, look at my notebook, please. So. I should use the time before the safer rest to have a look around. We know this already. Okay. So we're going to look around. Oh, there's Miss Miller. She's also one of the people that was on the train.
Miss Miller, I'm glad to see you here.
Oh, Constable Zellner. I heard what happened to you on board. Awful. Truly awful.
All's well that ends well. You are waiting for Professor Lucien?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow you'll be sailing down the Nile, if I heard correctly.
That's right. I'm sure it will be an amazing experience.
But you don't seem to be very excited.
Oh, but I am. It's very generous of Lady Westmacott to invite me, and especially Maddie. He'll learn a lot.
But
Well, Professor Lucien offered to join us.
then Matt will learn even more. And I'm sure it won't be unpleasant for you either.
No, I just don't know how Maddie would react if Edgar came with us.
I understand. I could test the water to see how he'd feel about it.
Would you do that? Oh, thank you, Constable Zellner.
Were you able to find out why Professor Lucien left the forecastle so suddenly last night?
No, not really. We only had a brief conversation. He was still very nervous.
He was like that on the train as well. Seems to be typical of him.
It must be something to do with the burglary at the museum. It really affected him. But he told me not to worry about anything. He said, soon this would all be over.
Really? How did he mean that?
Oh, I didn't ask him, Constable.
Are there other passengers from the ship here?
Oh, yes, we arrived as a group. David Kreutzer, the violinist, was with us. So were Miss Myers and Mr. Inch. He seems to have gotten over the death of the Baroness pretty quickly. He seems positively relaxed.
I've met him. He looks on the bright side of life, so to speak. Where is Mr. Kreutzer?
He's over in the treasure chamber. Maddie is downstairs in the main hall. I'm afraid I'll hear the sound of something priceless shattering any second.
Matt will be careful, Miss Miller. I'll continue my tour of the museum.
Oh, yes, there's so much to see.
Oh my gosh, music! What's going on? Oh. Let's see here. Why? Hold on, something's not working right. Why is this not working? Hmm. It's just, I guess it's just gonna be broken. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, alright. So that sounds like the violinist guy. Preppy has all the cute emotes.
Several daggers in a row. The shapes and patterns look timeless, elegant. Aha! This shows how the ancient Egyptians were able to move the heavy blocks of stone to build their pyramids and temples. They used ropes, wooden sleds, and poles as levers.
Oh, okay, I was like, what else can we look at?
Ah, I've heard of this. Desert glass. In the Great Sand Sea of the Libyan Desert, there's a region where natural glass is found. Nobody knows how it formed. The valuable material was often used for jewelry in ancient Egypt.
He talks to himself a lot. A lot.
This is Akhenaten, the only pharaoh whose portrait I always recognize. He has a very unusual head. A figure of Imhotep, who comes in peace from around 2700 BC. The first polymath known by name, godfather of medicine, architect of the first pyramids, and according to legend, the inventor of Egyptian writing. He certainly achieved more than me in his life.
Okay, so we've looked at these. Usually if you can look at something, he'll have more to talk about.
What does it say here? The dagger on the left is a replica of the dagger from the tomb of Tutankhamun. It must have been incredibly precious during his lifetime because it's made of iron. Thousands of years before the Ice Age, meteorites were the only source of pure iron. So a star that fell from the sky, bringing a substance that's harder than anything they'd known before, would have been a dramatic event. No wonder they used it to forge a weapon for the godlike pharaoh. He was a legend. The Greeks called him a god. The Romans still honored him 3,000 years after his death. Even today, scholars offer a drop of ink to Imhotep when they begin a new project. Really impressive. Akhenaten was the husband of Nefertiti and the father of Tutankhamen, a famous family. But he went down in history as the pharaoh who wanted to eliminate the old gods and replace them with a single god. The priests took offense, and he died of unknown causes.
He's a fountain of knowledge, this one.
These exhibits aren't originals, of course. They're reconstructed, based on old pictures. Nonetheless, it's impressive how they managed to build monuments like the pyramids with such simple tools.
I guess he has nothing more to say on that. Oh, I didn't even see Lady Wismacott there. She blended in.
Impressive, isn't it? Thousands of years old and still beautiful.
That it is. They dug it out of the sand near Thebes over 50 years ago. I was there.
Really?
I met my husband there. He was an assistant on the dig and was ordered by the director of the excavation to take care of that writer. I financed many excavations in the following years, here in Egypt and in the Near East. I visited my husband, together with our son. It was the best time of my life. But a museum is no place for nostalgia. What can I do for you?
You've had a long and successful life, Lady Westmacott.
What's that supposed to mean, Mr. Zellner? That I should be ready to leave the stage? Because I'm not.
Oh, I didn't want...
I'm here because life is here, Constable.
Just Preppy throwing
Or
emotes
was.
everywhere.
I have never lived as much as I have here. No fame, no money can buy that.
I understand.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner. Such an outburst isn't fitting for a woman of my age. And an English woman at that. Let's talk about something else.
It's the only ones you're able to use. Soon, Preppy, you'll be able to use some more, hopefully.
Your son. You haven't said much about him. Or perhaps you did, just not by name.
You're an attentive listener, Mr. Zellner.
I was wondering why you knew so much about Miss Miller's unhappy marriage.
I stopped paying his bar tabs. Stopped paying reporters to hush things up. He got to know her and went with her to America to start a new life. You can change your name easily, but not who you really are.
Hey,
He
Maddie.
has my eyes, doesn't he?
The Part 2 novel is for him, isn't it?
If I couldn't provide Matthew with a good father, then at least I can provide him with a good start in life.
When I was working on the ship, I felt like one of the detectives in your novels.
You were lucky. It was an unusual murder. Most murders happen in the heat of the moment or are committed by
Words.
idiots. They
Yeah,
are
Bees, there's a
uninspired.
lot of
But
talking in this
Gebhardt
game.
thought it through. He could have succeeded.
I don't know. He made too many mistakes.
He couldn't have known that the Baroness, almost unconscious from the drugs, would lock her cabin door.
But that was a risk. The plan was too complicated and sloppily executed.
You certainly are a harsh critic, Mr. Zellner.
He could have shot her on the side deck and thrown the weapon into the sea. With no witnesses, no one would have suspected him.
How boring.
Or
How
if it
boring.
had to be a complicated plan, then he should have worked more carefully. Should have thought of everything, had a plan B in place.
Maybe he didn't have enough time. He had only a few hours to plan and commit the murder.
Still, he should have covered his tracks more carefully. The audio tape, the bloody glove, none of that should have stayed in the medical center.
No, this game can be a little on the long-winded, and it's like I feel like they're talking over me. But most of the information is so that you can solve puzzles later. So that's why it's like you have to talk to everybody. You have to listen to him talk because information will pop up later that you're like, oh, that's right. He said this about this.
Do you think that Dr. Gebhardt was the Raven?
Was? Do you think he's dead?
The letter sounded like he committed suicide.
There's your answer. Does that sound like the Raven? Being unmasked? Taking the easy way out?
My sentiments exactly. The Raven wouldn't commit murder, get caught, and then jump into the sea.
You don't want everything to be over, do you?
It's my chance to do something great. It can't be over yet.
At least you solved the murder of the Baroness. You're a hero.
That's not how the newspapers see it. Nor I. Something's missing. I can achieve more.
Careful, Constable. He who flies too close to the sun.
Is that the myth of Icarus?
To be honest, no. The story is Greek, and was only written down 1,000 years later. I was counting on the dramatic effect.
Oh, worked well enough. Let's assume that the thief is still out there. Who is he?
If all
This is
were a
Maddie,
novel,
the boy.
then it would be the one you least expect.
Is that intended to be a confession, Lady Westmacott?
What do we know about the new Raven?
He's a man who would stop at nothing.
Must it be a man? And how do we know that it's just one person? There could be several people collectively pretending to be the Raven.
So, we don't know anything.
That's not completely true. We know that he or she wants the Eye of the Sphinx, and will probably strike here, assuming he or she hasn't already gone.
It may be the end of the story for me, Lady Westmacott. Inspector Legrand will arrive soon and send me to the hotel. I'll return tonight for the gala, hoping all the while that the Raven does dare to attempt a burglary. Tomorrow morning, I'll have to return to Switzerland. What an unsatisfactory ending that would be.
It wouldn't be a triumphant ending, but it could be worse. At least you'd still be alive, Constable.
Will you attend the gala tonight, Lady Westmacott?
But of course. The antiquities, the delightful atmosphere, and who knows, perhaps there will be another spectacular burglary.
And your cruise?
The ship doesn't leave until tomorrow, and believe me, I'd cancel the cruise for this.
As always, it was an entertaining and enlightening chat, Lady Westmacott.
I'm going to miss our little chats, Constable Zellner. Goodbye.
Okay, and here's Matt.
Ahoy, Matt!
The statue is talking.
The statue was talking?
Yes.
And what did it say?
It It said it was...
That's a very bad word.
I know!
And an English one. Don't you think it's odd that an old Egyptian statue speaks English?
Don't you think it's odd that a statue speaks at all?
That would have been my next question. And, is the statue talking to you right now?
Do you think I'm nuts?
No, of course not. I just thought you might have much better ears than me. Ears that can hear statues.
Some cop you are, Mr. Zellner. This is a mystery, and you're just making jokes.
You're right. It's just...
Don't you believe me?
We both agree that a stone statue without a mouth or vocal cords cannot speak, right?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay. That means you heard something else. And we have to find out what or who it was.
Roger.
I'm almost a bit envious of you. Going up the Nile on a ship, it must be great.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't sound so keen.
I think my mom wants the professor to come too.
And you don't? You can't tell me.
What if Mom marries the professor and doesn't work with the lady anymore? We'd have to move to London, and I'd have to go to a new school.
You could tell your mother that it's not okay with you. She'd never do anything against your will, would she?
I guess you're right. If I'm stubborn enough, she'll definitely send the professor packing. Thanks!
Ah, this we have to see. The eye is coming.
I just saw Lady Westmacott go poof.
This will all be over soon. Then I'll finally have time for you.
We wanted to head back to the hotel.
Certainly. And tonight at the gala, I'll show you around the museum, okay? And have you made up your mind about the cruise?
Well, I don't really know.
I only see you on vacation, Mom. And now you want the professor to come too? So I'll see you even less?
You're right. I'm sorry, Professor Lucian. I think it's best if you don't join us.
But Mary...
Professor, are you coming?
Maybe we can talk about this again tonight.
Should we go back to the hotel?
I want ice cream. Actually, Mr. Zellner still owes me some.
Interesting. Okay, so we didn't get to look in here. What do we got in here?
Ancient Egyptian jewelry. I like that golden signet ring with a scarab made of jasper. In ancient Egypt, these beetles were regarded as symbols of fertility. Nowadays, we just call them dung beetles. I suppose the beetles don't really care.
Nope. There's like a newspaper right here.
I can't read what it says, but the cover features a dashing picture of Legrand. It shows an energetic young man photographed from beneath, against the sky. That's the look of a man who can catch a thief and murderer in a single day.
Angry
I
at
don't
newspaper.
believe that Legrand spoke to the press himself. He doesn't seem to like the attention, and he wouldn't falsely take credit for something he hadn't done.
No, that's true. He's so Legrand like is very like stuck up to a degree, but he is very much he doesn't like the press, he doesn't like the fame and everything like that, and that's why he's working himself so hard. So when he said that, it's like, yeah, Legrand wouldn't be doing
A
that.
great moment. Professor Lucien, your key, please.
Yes. Well,
Come on, Professor.
but you have to realize that.
Thank you.
Finally! But...
Professor?
I wanted to give you this. Well, after the burglary in London, I thought the Eye might not be safe on its way to Egypt. So I secretly took it when I was supposed to place it in the safe in London.
How dare you?
I felt that I should leave the jewel to someone I trusted completely. Myself.
But the jewel was safe. From London to here, no one had an opportunity to steal it.
I beg your pardon, my dear colleague. But if that were true, I wouldn't have had it.
Congratulations, Professor Lucien. You fooled everyone, it seems. The honor is yours.
Well, that's that. Shall I explain the security system to you, Inspector?
The French ambassador summoned me. I have to get in touch with him. The press is besieging the embassy, and I have to answer their questions.
But you absolutely must come tonight. The opening of the exhibition will be the highlight of the year, and you are my special guest.
I will see what I can do. Zelna, will you have a look at the security precautions? We'll see each other tonight.
Oh, now
Of
you trust
course,
me.
but
Wait, Inspector. I'll join you.
Well, here we are. The inspector will answer the reporter's questions for the next few hours. And well,
I won't take up too much of your time. I'll take a look around and then go lie down so that I'm ready for tonight.
He's definitely like an older guy.
What's in the other display cases?
other valuable originals. The eyes of the Sphinx would have been the highlights of our exhibition. Now that we only have one left, it doesn't really outshine the other valuables anymore. This room is full of world-class treasures.
Let's see, what can we click on?
Many people picture a stone coffin when they hear the word sarcophagus, but this one is wooden. As usual, an ornamental representation of the deceased is painted on the outside in gold and other colors.
Where are you going, Zellner?
What's that? A camera?
The latest model. It's called video surveillance.
I've heard about that. The images are recorded and can be viewed again later.
That's right. Images from all 3 cameras are recorded in the guard room.
Wow.
As I've said, we've spared no effort and no expense.
Oh, I think I might also mention for those who are just the first time watching this game, it's set in the 1960s, so some technology is like, that's why the characters are like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Because it was brand new for them at the time.
How is the display case protected?
It's made of bulletproof glass that's several centimeters thick. You'd need heavy machinery to open it. But even the smallest disturbance of the display case will set off the alarm.
Doesn't look half bad. A glass cutter wouldn't be much use. Is the display case anchored to the floor?
Why do you ask?
The Raven once stole a whole display case in St. Petersburg instead of just taking the jewels out of it.
Such an attempt would fail here. The display case is bolted to the floor and weighs several hundred kilograms.
Okay, go outside. Make sure we've seen all we need to see in here. So we have, okay, we can leave.
This here, the gate, how does it work?
If the alarm is set off, the metal gate descends. The same thing happens at the windows and the main entrance. The thief is trapped like a rat.
As are we.
Next, I'll show you our guard room, the heart of the whole security system. And after that, I'll have to excuse myself.
Alert the guards. Then call the French embassy. Legrand needs to come. We're being locked out.
Oh no! You see Anubis? It's not an Egyptian display without an Anubis statue somewhere.
Here, have a seat and try to calm down.
This is an old game, and unfortunately I'm not playing the remastered. I think the cutscenes are done a little bit more nicely in the remastered, but yeah, we're playing the original.
Director Mohta? Director, how can I open the metal gate?
He shouldn't have done that.
Director.
All the artifacts in the treasure chamber. He destroyed them.
And I will bring him to justice. But first, I have to get inside. He's pale and shaking, probably in shock. Perhaps I'll get something out of him in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
He's pale and perhaps...
He's saying that again. Alright.
That bloody bomber. I mean, the chamber was filled with irreplaceable treasures. The gate is massive. I can't open it myself. The gate...
Okay, he's gonna say that again. Okay, alright. Okay, so we are... It looks like we're locked in. Enter the guard room. Treasures are shiny.
Constable Oliver!
Don't move!
What did you do?
Me? I didn't do anything. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna arrest you.
Put the pistol away.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Robert, be sensible.
He's also hated us the whole time.
Is he dead?
Just unconscious. Perhaps he can tell us who knocked him out.
Excellent.
Don't act all innocent. It was you.
I was in the treasure chamber with the director. You, on the other hand, had every opportunity to take the guard out.
I found him unconscious. I wanted to open the gates.
And make it easier for the Raven to escape?
That does it. On the floor. Hands behind your head.
Oh my god.
Why aren't you in the embassy with Inspector Legrand talking
this
to
cop
the press?
hates us.
What are you talking about? Legrand refused to do it.
What?
He told the ambassador that he'd rather walk through the desert for 40 years than give interviews for 40 minutes.
Oh, so this guy is the reason all the newspapers say Legrand is the one who solved it. Yeah, like I said, Oliver here has hated our guts from like day one. He wanted nothing to do with us on the train. Um, he was acting all pompous. He's just like, Legrand picked me. He didn't pick you. Yet we're the ones doing all the work.
We have to open the treasure chamber's gate. I suspect there's a secret entrance.
No, we should open the main entrance and call for help.
Robert, think. The Raven is inside the museum, and so are we. We could catch him, but we have to give chase immediately. The two of us can finish it here and now.
You just want to confuse me.
Robert, I don't think you knocked this man out, but neither did I. I was with the director the entire time. Ask him.
That doesn't mean you aren't involved somehow. You could be working with the Raven.
So could you. We can suspect each other, open the exits, and offer the Raven every possible escape route. Or we can bring him to justice right here, right now.
No, okay. But just get this straight. I don't trust you.
We know
I'll
this.
keep an eye on you, and if you try to get away...
Understood. I'll try to open the gate to the treasure chamber now. I'd appreciate it if you'd refrain from accidentally shooting me.
No tricks, Zelna. And if we don't find anything in the treasure chamber, we'll open the gate at the main entrance and call Inspector Legrand.
Of course.
It's funny because it's like Legrand hated us at the beginning too, and now Legrand's just like, nope, Zollner knows what he's doing.
A monitor, probably for viewing the security cameras. There are 5 buttons down here, 3 of them labeled. Camera 1, Camera 2, Camera 3. This should be the one in the treasure chamber. As I expected, it didn't survive the explosion.
Okay.
All right. How do I... Fantastic. That's me, with the director. Now it's getting exciting. What on earth?
You damaged it.
No, I didn't. Someone must have turned the camera off. Or... No, it's still recording, but something's covering the lens. There. That was the explosion. Interesting.
I love how we can't see what's going on.
Someone was in the treasure chamber, and they disabled the camera. And, just a few minutes later, the alarm went off and everything blew up. The burglar hardly had time to prepare a targeted explosion, right? One more reason to go and see what happened in the treasure chamber.
Right now, I'm highly suspecting Professor Lucien, mostly because where the explosion happened. But I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. What's over here?
Maybe someone stirred something into the coffee and poisoned him with it. But the bump on the back of his head would indicate otherwise.
What are you doing?
I was looking for this.
So now we have a keychain. That's our wallet. Call for help. I'm just now seeing this guy move. I was like, wait, he's moving. They did say he was unconscious. What was this I almost clicked over here? I don't want to look at Constable Oliver.
Constable Oliver can't honestly think that I'm the Raven. He must realize that I never had a chance to set a bomb. Although he may think that I could be an accomplice. As could he.
This turned into a very, very long game of Clue. With multiple people. Oh dear.
locked.
Okay, that's long, but we have keys!
Blueprints for the museum. Every gate seems to be controlled by its own switch. This should be the gate for the treasure chamber. That's it.
Well, power's out.
I'll grin and bear it. As long as he's nearby, he can't cause any trouble.
Clue to
And if
the
I
ninth
have to
degree.
get rid of
Yep.
him, I'm sure something will occur to me. There's nothing more I can do here.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm searching for a way into the treasure chamber, which is exactly what you should be doing.
I'll give you 5 minutes. Then we'll follow my plan. Open the main entrance and call for backup.
Let's hope for both our sakes that I find a way into the treasure chamber before then. I don't want to be responsible for the escape of the Raven. Director Mokhtar, I can't open the gate. Is there another way into the treasure chamber?
No. Only one way. Only one.
Okay.
Do you have any idea how we can open the gate?
We've got to open the main gate and call for backup.
No. You gave me 5 minutes and my time isn't up yet. The director won't help me. Whether I want to or not, I have to stick with the constable. The clock is ticking. Sooner or later, the constable will lose his patience, and I'll lose my chance to get into the treasure chamber alone.
Okay, let me see. Oh, it opened a little bit.
If you would be so kind. No, that won't work.
I could have told you that.
Gee, Oliver. Oh, the lance.
The lances look sturdy, but they also seem to be firmly connected to the figures. Maybe I can break them off. On the other hand, there's been enough destruction today.
I was gonna say, why would you break the statues? Don't break the statues.
Exclusive and unique. The eyes of the Sphinx exhibited together for the first time ever. Hopefully the visitors will be satisfied with a single eye. Otherwise, all this effort will be for nothing.
Okay, so we still have keys.
The clock is...
Okay. Whoops. Oh, let's see. Main hall. Let's go back to that statue that Matt said he heard people talking. Oh, we can't look at anything. Why? Oh!
Locked.
Why would we destroy a showcase?
It fits.
I don't know why we're destroying another exhibition.
Constable? It's moving. No, not quite there yet.
Okay, so can I go back? I can go in here.
I think he's okay. After we've checked the treasure chamber, we should call an ambulance.
Let me just make sure there wasn't anything in here I missed. These are like the Nancy Drew games, which if you don't like click everything and talk to everybody, you like miss an important piece of information and can't finish. Okay, let's go back to the main hall. Welcome to puzzle games, yep. Let's see, what else? What else? Oh. Oh no, I don't want to go up. Do. I'm not seeing anything I can click on. Let's see. It says I can click on this, but I can't. Let's see, what about here?
This security gate is also closed. Once the alarm went off, no one could have left through the official exits. I'll leave the gate closed until Legrand has surrounded the museum with his army of policemen.
Okay.
The director won't help me.
Okay, so...
The explosion wasn't strong enough to seriously damage the gate, but maybe it's a bit warped. At any rate, it won't open.
Okay, so let's see here. A single pole. So basically we need another pole is what it's saying. Can we use the flagpole here? Yeah! Flagpole! I was like, there's just a pole sitting on the ground. I bet we're gonna need that.
That might help.
This is why I drink coffee on puzzle nights, because it helps me think and focus.
All right. It has to work. Constable Oliver, could you lend me a hand?
Coffee!
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Coffee.
Hurry! Put
Coffee.
something under the gate. Director!
Yep, coffee!
No luck.
It won't open any further.
Put it down, quick! That'll hold it.
I wouldn't
That's
bet on it. We should hurry.
And inform Inspector Legrand.
First, I'll get an overview of the situation.
That is a strong
You
trash
don't
can.
think I'm going to leave you all alone with a jewel, do you?
I doubt that the jewel is still in the treasure chamber.
But how?
I'll be watching you.
Then you'll have to come with me.
If you haven't heard anything from me in 5 minutes, me, not Constable Zellner, then open the entrance and call for help. Understood?
Okay.
It's one of those, it's like, I don't like Oliver, but it's like... Oh my goodness.
Whoa, indeed. I suppose the camera was hit by a chunk of flying debris.
Debris. Also playing this game, there's been like certain words that the cast will say in like accents or whatever that sound funny to me. Four
The
castles.
remains of the cordon. Give me some light.
Connect the cords.
The clasps aren't really made for heavy weights, but I think they're strong enough.
Welcome back.
Not the best rope in the world, but it will have to do.
You don't want to go down there, do you?
That's how the eye left the treasure chamber.
Oh no, no way. We've seen enough. The Raven is gone. We need to get Legrand. Great. You happy now?
You could say that. Will you give me some light? Fortunately, the ceiling is quite high, and the gate was still ajar. Otherwise, nothing in this room would have survived the shockwave. Let's hope that at least some of the artifacts withstood the explosion. Why didn't he just drive through the wall with a tank? Reckless ignoramus.
Ignoramus.
It will take a long time to clean and restore everything, and some things are surely lost forever.
Okay, so we've seen that, looked at that.
What do you think about this?
Oh, it's a right mess.
You can say that again.
Yum, 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 yum.
Would you give me your flashlight?
You can't seriously expect me to say yes?
No, not really. So at least give me a bit of light. This explosion was much more intense than the one in London, wasn't it?
You can say that again. Imagine what would have happened if the bomb had gone off tonight.
He didn't risk it. We must have made him nervous.
He couldn't have chosen a better time. Legrand isn't here. There are only a couple of guards and almost no witnesses.
Still, I would have thought he'd wait. Remember the train? Our opponent has a penchant for drama. He's vain and wants as much publicity as possible.
Even vain people don't want to go to jail.
True enough.
The plot thickens, let me just put it that way. We got out of the messy bind we had on the ship, and now we're just trying to get out of this room. We're literally trapped in this room right now.
It seems like the question of backup has been settled. We can't open the door from the inside.
The director will surely contact Legrand. He'll be outside the door with a full squad in no time.
I wouldn't bet on it. The thief was in the guard room and knocked out the guard. What was he up to there? He didn't disable the alarm. Maybe the phone lines.
The original escape room.
The metal shutters on the windows.
Sooner or later, sure. Until they do, we have time to solve the case. I let myself down into the hole with the rope.
You can't be serious.
This isn't a matter for discussion. I'm going down there. You can join me or stay here.
But you don't know what or who is down there.
That's why I want to go down there. Besides, maybe I'll find an escape route for us.
All right then. Should I hold the rope?
Okay then. So what do we do now? Yes, thanks.
I think based on your choices, some things will change.
I'm down. Give me some light, Robert.
In his face. So let's see. Yeah, so I mean it's a click and point type game, but like they do talk a lot. And most of the information you'll get, because you'll have to like explain yourself later to the characters, and like if you're not paying attention or like don't talk to everybody, you'll miss important information. So Also, some of the puzzles are like you can't figure out unless you talk to everybody. So
I'm going to examine the display case now. As I expected.
Empty?
Yes. The display case didn't survive the fall. The thief just had to pluck the jewel out. Shine the light on the wall, Robert. A map of Cairo. It's covered with hundreds of small holes, and there are some pins on the floor. There's a date in the corner. 1940. Shine the light over there, please. Interesting. Documents, maps, letters, all of them at least 20, 30 years old. I wonder how the Raven knew about the secret basement. He must have done some research and then paid someone for the missing information.
Okay, check that out. There's a hatch over here.
What's that?
Hey, don't go too far away.
Come down and stop me, or stay there and give me some light. Interesting. Some kind of wooden hatch.
I can't
there
see
are
anything.
Two hinges
He's
on
literally
this
standing
side.
right here.
There's a kind of metal hook holding the hatch closed.
It's one of those. It's like Constable Oliver is being a little on the annoying side, but it's like
There
at
are
the same time,
cracks in
can't
the wall
not
and scuff
trust him.
marks on the floor.
A secret door?
And probably the Raven's escape route.
Can you open it?
There are several panels and kind of a handle, but I can't turn or pull or push it. Something's written here, but it's too dark. Hurry down with the light.
No, the Raven is trapped. We should call Legrand.
Do you think this door leads to a dead end? With every minute we hesitate, the Raven's trail is getting colder.
But we should take it one step at a time. We're alone, and the Raven is dangerous.
What would Nicholas Legrand do in this situation? Would he wait for backup and twiddle his thumbs, or would he act?
Oh, blast.
Use Legrand against him, because Oliver idolizes Legrand.
We can't rely on the others, Robert. You and we'll catch the Raven.
I might have believed you once. He's too smart for us, Zelna. He's better than us. You have to accept that.
Should we just give up? Come on, Robert. You can't be serious.
Okay, here's what we do. I'll hand you the lamp, and you open the door. Then we guard the door and wait for backup.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Right. Catch! But hurry. I don't want to think about the fact that I'm standing here in the dark, surrounded by mummies.
That's better.
Why don't you just take this with you? Take it with you. Darkness is full of spookies. Yes. Oh.
That is interesting. 4 discs. An extravagant combination lock. If it was just another language with a Latin alphabet, I might be able to guess the meaning.
Yeah,
but I'm
puzzles.
lost when it comes to Arabic. I'll write them down. It could be a hint about how to open the door.
There's a light switch. No, there's a light switch! Oh. Nope. Okay. There's an option and it disappears. There we go. I was like, can I talk to Oliver, please? Game's a little on the glitchy side. There we go. Oh my gosh. There we go, got it.
Constable Oliver has his heart in the right place, but that doesn't make him the right man for the job. Everything okay, Robert? Or did the mummies get you already?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I love puzzles. If Beast is still watching, Beast was there when I was doing the whole room series. Those are puzzles, and those also get really spooky. They're not, I wouldn't say they're horror. I wouldn't even classify them as horror. They're just dark. Yeah. They're on the dark side. Like you're trapped in a dark dimension basically while doing puzzles. And they're escape room type puzzles. So like you're stuck in a room, you got to figure out all the puzzles to move on to the next room. And those are fun because a lot of the puzzles are like, you know, you got to touch everything. Oh, you're fine, Tinker. You know what? I think I know what this is supposed to be, but I don't remember the order. I hate how, oh, let me look at the notes. What did he say? We've also played a game called House of Da Vinci, which is that. There's another one, and I want to play that one too. But it was basically a bunch of puzzles, but you get to see like Da Vinci's like machines and stuff. It's pretty cool. Notes. So he like wrote nothing. Here we go. Okay. Parts of the treasure chamber have been destroyed. There's another secret door in the basement. The Raven must use it. Unfortunately, it's locked. There's also something written in Arabic. What is written in Arabic? Or I keep saying that word wrong. Sorry. Arabic. Doesn't want. Yes. Yes, Beast. Yes. That was the one with the suit of armor. I hate how we don't know. That didn't help. Okay.
I'm the talking statue. I really like to teach bad words to the little boys. At least that riddle is solved now. Peepholes. And I suspect, yes. The Raven couldn't have gone this way. We'd have seen him and he couldn't have closed the bolt from outside. I'm positive he escaped through the other secret door.
Why is it suddenly so bright down there?
I found the light switch.
Not really.
The museum still has plenty to offer, despite the senseless destruction in the treasure chamber. The museum still has...
Okay, that's not what I need. I need something that... Oh, yeah, I knew it! It was with the canopic jars. But yeah, so there's a second House of Da Vinci game.
Various
Probably end up playing
containers. Maybe they contained funerary objects. The lids depict animals and a person. That alone doesn't really help me. Very...
Okay. Oh,
The...
no. Exciting music. Nope. Shish. I'm guessing we need to talk to the... I knew it. We have to talk to him, right?
What are...
I found another exit.
The eye?
Gone. The Raven blasted a hole in the floor of the treasure
Excited
chamber.
to-
There's a hidden basement beneath it.
And the other treasures?
It doesn't look good.
Oh no.
Director Mokhtar?
Isn't it about time to open the gates?
I don't believe that the police have arrived yet. We can't risk giving the Raven a means of escape.
That monster is surely long gone by now.
Perhaps not. I have a lead.
Do your best. As soon as the police have surrounded the building, I'll open the gates.
Very well, Director. I found this Arabic writing. What does it mean?
It says, the sons of Horus.
And that means...
Is this really the time to discuss history?
It's important.
The sons of Horus played an important part in the burial ritual. 4 sons, 4 canopic jars, vessels in which the liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines of the body were stored.
Are the 4 connected to symbols?
A man, baboon, jackal, and falcon. Look downstairs in the main hall.
Sons of Horus, vessels and intestines. Got it. The basement below the treasure chamber. Did you know about it?
I had no idea.
There are maps and drawings from the Second World War in the room. Why?
Well, it may have had something to do with the resistance.
Resistance?
Egypt was occupied by the British. There was a movement for independence.
The Egyptians collaborated with the Nazis?
No, but the enemy of my enemy.
So, the rebels reported information to the Nazis, and for that, they needed secret command posts.
Yes, and what would be of more symbolic importance than the Egyptian Museum, witness to 5,000 years of Egyptian independence?
Hidden rooms? Secret basements? What are they doing
More
here?
The
long
museum
talking.
was built in 1900 by a Frenchman who had a penchant for such things.
Mystical torchlight ceremonies celebrating the builders of old? Freemasons?
I've always
Things
mispronounced
like
that word.
Many great buildings have
Penchant.
complicated
Penchant.
histories.
And today, we're going to write a new chapter. It's going to be okay. Wait here.
Where is the constable, anyway?
He's guarding the treasure chamber.
He told me to call for backup if he doesn't come back in about 5 minutes, and that I shouldn't trust you.
You won't stop me. Someone raised your museum to the ground, and I'm your best shot at putting a stop to that someone.
Wow. How rude. Oop, oop, oop. Wait. Ah. There's no canceling him once I click on something.
Is that you?
It is I, the Raven.
Did you find an exit?
No, I'm still looking. The basement is quite large.
Okay, okay, don't go too far away.
Goes back into Great Hall. Okay.
Must be the canopic jars the director was talking about. One jar for each of the 4 sons of Horus. Happy lungs. Quebec-Senuef intestines.
That's a mouthful.
The sign says Amset, liver. Here we have Duamutef, stomach.
Wait, which one was the heart? Oh no, the heart stayed in the body, that's right. So let's see, lungs, stomach, liver. Okay. Blah. The heart was the only organ that was left in the body. Okay, look at my... I can't look at the notes while I'm doing this. Why? Why would you do that, game? Okay. Okay. Oh, this doesn't help me. Oh, here we go. Uh... I should have had my notepad and my paper that I always have when I'm doing puzzles because I forget stuff. I forgot what order they were in.
Happy lungs.
Oop. Borrow this. Okay. Notepads, yeah.
The sign says Amset, liver. Here we have Duamutef, stomach.
And then the other one is intestines. Intestines. Okay. No, I always have to have some sort of notepad. Oh, there was a game, I forgot what game it was that I was playing. Did it again. Eh. Where I had to like take so many notes. Okay. So baboon. Umset is the human. Duif is Dua Mutef. Jackal and the Falcon. Okay. I need to know what animal they were. Okay. So based on which they are, lungs should be on the top, so that means baboon. I don't know if they need to be facing right or not. This puzzle doesn't really explain like what order they need to be in. To baboon. Nope, that doesn't work either. Okay. So I'm pretty sure this is just based on where they're in the body. So the top one, I'm assuming, would be the baboon because it's the lungs. Liver and stomach are going to be on the same plane, which is these two, and then intestines, which is the falcon, go down here. But the question is, how are they supposed to face? I don't know. I don't know how these are supposed to connect. Because these two face right. Hold on, let me see something, because we got... Oh. I don't know what I did.
There we go.
I have no clue what I just did, but okay, I'll take it.
He's up there, Robert. I know that.
That may be. Go into the guard room and open the gates.
Tell the director.
Zelna, don't do it. It's too dangerous.
You can't stop me. Not anymore.
Yeah, look.
200 steps at least. And a ladder. I'm too old for this.
Extreme luck.
Left over from the war, if I had to guess. And why not? So high above the city is the perfect place for a secret radio installation.
Looking around, looking around. We don't want to go back downstairs, not yet.
Must be unbearably hot up here in the summer, but it's bearable at the moment. The chair is the only object that's not covered with dust. It seems like someone sat on it recently. Handcuffs. Not
All right,
what
Skater,
I expected.
have a good night.
Was someone interrogated here? Huh. The Raven, if I'm not mistaken. Why don't you step into the light?
Who do we think it is? Who do we think it is? You really think it's Legrand?
Inspector Legrand.
Legrand. Wouldn't it be easy if I could lay it all on his shoulders? Wrong, Constable Zellner.
Mr. Inch?
It is astonishing how far you've come. I thought young Legrand would be my most dangerous opponent, but it seems I should have had more respect for age.
The thing is, you were supposed to get that wrong, because I don't think Inch was even an option.
The bomb on the train. Since when does the Raven risk human lives?
I knew that Legrand would be hot on my heels after the heist in London. He's a dangerous man, Mr. Zellner. He almost caught me once.
Is that a reason to resort to murder?
It wasn't my only reason. An eye for an eye, Constable Zellner.
What about the murder of the Baroness? Was that also your doing?
The death of the Baroness was never part of the plan. Dr. Gebhardt had a score to settle with her and got in my way.
You didn't care about the key to the safe?
I never wanted to steal the eye out of the safe. I always intended to strike here, in the museum.
What about Gebhardt's confession?
A nice idea, don't you think? It keeps the inspector out of my hair, for a few more hours at least, until everything collapses like a house of cards.
Why did you want to steal the second eye here?
The eye was in the bank in Zurich for a long time, impossible to get at. Then the safe on the ship in Legrand's cabin, too complicated. I heard about the secret basement and found out how the security system worked. I would have preferred to save my performance for the gala this evening, but, well, events demanded a change of schedule. Not least because of you, my nosy friend.
How did you do it? How did you plant the message on the safe in the train? How did you know that Gebhardt killed the Baroness? And the demolition charge below the treasure chamber? How did you manage it all? Even if your arm isn't lame.
Oh, it is, believe me. I needed help, it's true. A messenger boy to replace my arms and legs.
A messenger boy?
Ah, Adil. This could be interesting. He's quite talented, but unreliable. He has a mind of his own plans. Don't you, Adil?
I never wanted blood to be shed, but it's time to make an exception.
He only forgot one thing. I keep things firmly in hand. Always. End of story.
Dun dun dun. That looks like a cigar. Are they like end of a cigar? So we are seeing prequel to us.
I told you not to get off. What if the train had gone without you?
So, you're taking a job as a ship's doctor.
I am excited but nervous too. I'm not exactly a champion swimmer.
If you wind up in the water on board a ship, something's gone terribly wrong.
I'm curious what you mean by that, Beast.
What was all that in the museum?
That didn't quite go according to plan, did it? And I hate it when things don't go according to plan.
You nearly killed them.
You let them catch you.
It wasn't my fault. Scotland Yard was there.
If I thought it was your fault, you'd already be bobbing in the River Thames with a bullet in your head. Someone tipped them off. I don't know who, but I'm going to find out. Where is the jewel? Ah, marvelous. But it's just half the set, and stealing the second eye will be more difficult than I'd anticipated.
You know, I don't know, because here's the thing. We know Inspector Legrand killed somebody. He did kill somebody, because they talked about it earlier. But, obviously Inch is the Raven, so he didn't kill the right guy. So, either Inch is telling the truth, he did hurt himself, and that's why he has, you know, subordinates helping him out. Or you could be right, and he got shot by Legrand at some point. Hopefully, maybe it'll explain. Maybe it'll explain. I don't know.
Why are we meeting here and not in Venice like we planned?
London drew more attention than planned. They put Legrand on the case.
Nicholas Legrand?
He's searching the train.
Shouldn't we postpone the plan under these circumstances?
On the contrary, I gave him an anonymous tip.
A tip?
I told him that the train will be robbed.
You don't seriously suggest that we steal the jewel right under Legrand's nose?
Of course, because I'm an idiot. Our best bet is still Cairo. Everything is prepared. Mr. X will provide us with everything we need. As planned, I'll go to Venice together with the Baroness and board the ship there. You'll do the same, but as surreptitiously as possible.
All right.
And under no circumstances can anyone be permitted to discover our relationship. Understood?
And the rest of the plan is as before?
We just have to get on board the ship.
Then I'll get in the car and we'll meet in Venice.
No, Legrand necessitates a change of plan. You'll go by train as well, and place this envelope on the safe as soon as the train halts in the tunnel. I'll cause a blackout so that you can sneak past the guard. You won't believe who's guarding the safe. That blasted Bobby from London. If you have any trouble, cave his skull in.
Oh
and
my.
Legrand?
You take care of the letter, I'll take care of everything else. The most important thing is that no one recognizes you on the train.
And that I don't get caught. What's the purpose of the letter?
That's not your concern.
I'd just like to know whether I'm risking my life for some game of yours, or whether it's worth it.
Any one of my games would be worth your life. You just do what I tell you. Stick the letter on the door of the safe, or leave it on top of it. I don't care. But the letter has to be there as soon as Legrand shows up after the blackout to make sure everything is in order. Understood?
Yes.
What?
Yes, understood. Hasn't the Baroness grown suspicious?
She's wrapped up in a veil of alcohol, arrogance, and disinterest. Only flattery, gossip, and Belgian chocolate can penetrate it.
Belgian chocolate. Belgian chocolate is really good, though.
That old hag. She's my ticket to the most important museums in Europe. but these have been the longest 6 months of my life.
How are the injured guards doing?
How the devil should I know?
You didn't need to do that.
What? Save your bacon?
I'd have made it out on my own.
Oh, yes, the poor security guard. It really wasn't necessary. I'm such a naughty boy.
I just don't want anyone to get hurt.
Oh, please, please, don't be angry with me. I won't do it again.
Some really, like, how would I describe it? Like rich. I definitely want like rich chocolate, but like the kind that just kind of melts in your mouth right now.
I don't know. We have the first eye, and we only just escaped.
Tell me you're not suggesting that we should be satisfied with that? One eye alone is nothing more than an expensive bauble. But both eyes together are a legend. My greatest triumph.
Shouldn't I put the eye somewhere for safekeeping? Just in case Legrand searches our things.
I'll hide the jewel in the Baroness's luggage. I already know where. Legrand won't dare search her belongings, and even then, he'll never be able to open the secret compartment.
Okay, so we'll see each other in Venice.
And not sooner. Here, take your travel documents. We may not have an opportunity to meet in Venice.
Okay, fine. Huh, that's the first change of plans so far. Whatever. Looks like I'll be going to Venice by train.
Liquid gold.
Some of the passengers got off the train to stretch their legs. But this man started his journey right here in Zurich. He waited a good 10 minutes for the train and began to get impatient.
So we're playing as Adil right now.
The conductor from the train. He's keeping a watchful eye on his passengers and their luggage. The train's been held up, and he seems to want to prevent further delays. The crate must have had bananas or something in it. It's empty now. They won't let me ride along in the freight car, not even if I ask nicely. A leather bag like the ones used by country doctors for carrying their equipment. Burglary in British Museum, 1 casualty, 5,000 pounds damage, culprit unknown. Return of the Raven? I'd have escaped anyway, but Inch just couldn't resist playing with dynamite. I hope the security guard recovers soon. If I swipe the bag, it'd cause confusion while people look for it, and I might be able to sneak onto the train. The only problem is, I can't take the bag with me. He'd see me if I tried to board the train. Judging by the bag, he's a doctor. He radiates self-confidence, almost arrogance. As soon as I'm on the train, I need to find a way to sneak into the freight car. I have to take one thing at a time, though.
Okay, so we know we need to take his bag. Question is... problem is if I grab the bag, I have a feeling like somebody will see me. It feels like I have to do something else first.
There probably isn't a single newspaper between Moscow and Madrid that's not reporting on the burglary. I'm famous. Unfortunately, not for the sort of elegantly executed theft I'd like to be known for. Sometimes you can find useful things in a waste bin, but this one seems to have been emptied recently. If I try to just get on the train, the conductor would probably stop me and might even turn me over to the police. I can't risk that. Not a chance. The doctor could easily spot me taking his bag. He'd sound the alarm, and our Swiss friend would have no choice but to arrest me. And then we'd have a real problem.
Okay, so he's smarter than...
It's built out of thin wooden boards. Probably didn't have to bear much weight. This wooden crate is big enough to completely conceal the bag. It'd be protected from prying eyes. And I could make my exit from the scene of the crime unnoticed. There's still one problem. Someone might see me picking up the bag and putting it into the crate.
Okay, so we're getting there.
I don't think I can lure him away. One of the passengers would have to ask him for something. It would be best if I could get my hands on his clothes somehow. The conductor's uniform would be the ideal disguise.
Let's see. Oh. So what do we have? Oh!
I could probably pry the bottom boards off without too much effort. They're thin, and the nails are short. Perfect. It looks like a normal crate. It's now or never.
Hey, you! Scram!
Yes, sir. Let the games begin.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Can't you see that I am talking to the constable?
The train is leaving in a few minutes, sir. I have to ask you to board it now.
We should get on. Perhaps we'll be able to continue our conversation during the trip.
I won't stand in the way. Where's my bag?
You left it right there.
I know that. I want to know where it is now.
I don't know. I'll look for it right away. If you gentlemen would get on the train in the meantime...
I will hold you and your employers liable for this.
I'm sure he'll find the bag. Come on, Dr. Gebhardt. I will help you with your luggage.
Fine.
The conductor doesn't really seem to know where to search for the lost bag. Finding a particular piece of luggage at a railway station is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Okay, we can't threaten them. Why'd you walk out there to do that?
A ticket for a trip on the MS Lydia from Venice to Cairo, some banknotes, and a passport. Blank. No personal info, no picture. Inch has brilliant contacts in the underworld. He knows the best counterfeiters, technicians, pickpockets, and con men. He remains anonymous, though.
Use
Most
knife
of
on
them don't even
everything.
know they're working for him. Mr. X, his contact in Cairo, probably doesn't have a clue who he is. Inch loves the spotlight and has a flair for the dramatic. Why else would he call himself the Raven? I don't like having to risk my own neck as part of his drama. What's the point of leaving messages for his opponent?
I can't even use it on him. Aww. Boo.
Huh. I'd stick out like a sore thumb with these shabby clothes. I have to find something more suitable. You seem to be searching for something. Can I help?
Go away. There's no money to be earned here.
That's not what I mean. I just thought, if you're looking for a brown bag...
Why? Did you steal one?
If that were true, I wouldn't be offering to help you. I saw a little blonde boy take the bag. He ran off with it, over there.
Really? Thanks.
Got him.
Isn't that the bag?
Where?
Oh, come on. You didn't, like, hit him at all
Nothing
with that.
personal. No! Oh, man!
Yep, and the conductor was never seen again. Yep. That's also why we could never find him. This is explaining all the stuff that was going on the train.
Damn, I can't let the professor see me. I shadowed him for days in London. He might recognize me. Professor Lucio seems to travel light. The Baroness's luggage takes up half a freight car. My God, I barely look like myself. I'm not as good as the Raven at slipping into other roles. He's had decades to perfect it. Whatever, it'll be good enough for the people on the train. Professor Lucien hasn't slept a single night in the cabin yet. The towel is unused. If I twisted it, then I'd have a sort of rope.
What do I have here? Towel. What are the keys for?
It was the only window that was open in the station, so it was a good way to get onto the train. And now, it might be my only way out. He doesn't give up easily.
Let's see.
The sink, the sink. No, that won't help me now. The window to the right should be the Baroness's cabin, and the one on the left is the saloon car. The roof could be my escape route.
This actually explains a lot of stuff because, like, Maddie mentioned he saw a shadow.
If I stand up, my head is level with the roof, but the roof is too slanted and smooth to climb. This is the saloon car, the coal car, and an old-fashioned steam engine are in front of it. That's the Baroness's cabin. Inch is probably with her. Those are air ducts or something, but I can't reach them with my hands. Whew. There's nothing quite like traveling on a train. The safe that I need to put the envelope on is in the freight car, but I can't just walk in like a delivery man.
What is this? What is this by your foot?
I should be able to move about freely in the train, as long as I keep away from Professor Lucien. The other guests don't know me, and conductors change several times during the journey. A new face shouldn't seem suspicious to anyone.
Young man?
Yes, sir?
Tell me, when did they switch to self-service on the Orient Express? Should they not have informed the passengers about that in advance?
Forgive me, sir. I was...
And what about my bag? Did your colleague find it?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know.
I expected as much. There will be consequences. And now, bring me my coffee.
Of course, sir. Asshole. Beer, wine, champagne, gin, brandy, and whiskey. The richest snobs take the same medicine as the poorest slobs. Huh. A dish with old people's candy. Butterscotch, I think.
Oh, I love this. This is funny because when you're playing as Zelner, he's just like, oh, butterscotch, my favorite.
Some people would need a drink to steady their nerves, doing what I'm doing, but not me. I want a clear head if I'm gonna get this envelope onto the safe.
Oh, you enjoy butterscotch? I haven't had butterscotch in ages. I like it, but it's not one I get very often. Take a candy. Take a butterscotch.
Locked.
You have the key.
Let's see. It fits. A lot of odds and ends. A hairnet, batteries, a half pack of cigarettes, an unused toothbrush. The bartender probably has to serve as a jack of all trades, like a concierge in a hotel. So, is there anything useful? Here we go. A small shaving mirror. Even pigs get to drink from the finest porcelain. There's still some coffee left. If I mess with the doctor, I might blow my cover. So I'll have to grin and bear it and serve our esteemed passenger his coffee. A cup of coffee for the gentleman.
Do you know what the problem with people like you is?
You mean our lack of a sense of duty, or our skin color, or a lack of respect for our elders? We have so many flaws.
Yikes.
The old like someone from Nancy or Basel. I'm guessing she boarded in Paris. She seems familiar somehow. The elderly woman's carer can't keep her hands still, so she's knitting.
Jack of all trades, master of none. Yep.
The younger woman seems to be some kind of carer or companion for the older lady. I wouldn't like to be with her all day long. She radiates a certain restlessness and unease. Can I bring you ladies anything? Is everything satisfactory?
Everything is wonderful, young man.
Very good. Got it.
And yoink!
I think Professor Lucien is still in the hallway, trying to get into his cabin. I'd better wait until the coast is clear.
So let's see, we got a ball of wool, small mirror, butterscotch. Pepsi. I think we got everything we can get here.
A small portable radio. The reception is surprisingly good here in the mountains. I won't be able to use the radio, but the antenna, on the other hand, a thin, short metal rod that can be extended. Something like that might come in handy.
Beast can't think of anything but butterscotch now.
No, I don't need anything else.
Okay, just make sure. Checked everything.
He didn't even want to hear why it took so long to get his coffee. He just wanted to tear into someone, just wanted to assert his will. It's a sad life if you have to pump yourself up by deflating others.
Where are you going? There we go. I was like, where is he going?
The ventilation shaft supplies the freight car with fresh air. It also seems big enough to climb through. I'd say I found my way in. The cover has two hinges on the back. It's possible to open it, but the two screws on the front hold it closed. I can't see anything but the rear of the car through the slots. And that won't do. What I really need is a view of the front. In theory, I could use the mirror to get a look at the front of the car, but my arm is too thick to fit through the crate. It would be useful, but how can I attach the mirror?
The butterscotch.
If I have to, that should do it.
Butterscotch is really good.
Okay, the candy is so sticky that it'll hold the mirror without any trouble. As I expected, it sticks. There's the guard. The safe is directly beneath the ventilation shaft. I could shimmy down the shaft and hit him on the head from behind. Uh-oh.
Are you okay, Robert?
Nothing to report, sir.
At ease.
Any suspicious passengers come aboard in Zurich, sir?
Not really. It could be anyone unknown. But we've received support from the Swiss police. A certain Constable Zelda.
Oh?
Very motivated. Might get on our nerves.
That limits my options. I can't overpower two people. I don't think I'll be able to slip into the carriage unseen after all. Oh, there has to be a way. I have to keep Inch happy. get you onto the safe, or on top of it. The safe is directly beneath the ventilation shaft, and Inch said something about a blackout and a tunnel. I could use the moments of confusion and darkness to toss the letter onto the safe. Might work, as long as I manage to open the ventilation shaft and choose the right moment. The cover has 2 hinges on the back. It's possible to open it, but the 2 screws on the front hold it closed.
So we got 2 screws. We got to figure out a way to open it.
Legrand has retired to a dark corner, and the Bobby is hiding behind some boxes. Legrand obviously set a trap for the Raven. Unfortunately, the Raven knows. Is that what this is about? Does Inch just want to mock Legrand?
Okay, so we need to figure out I don't know why it gets louder. I really don't know. Let me go back inside, because yeah, that was loud. Oh.
Looks like a toolbox. Ugh. It's secured with a heavy padlock. No, not what I need. The knife is useful for almost anything except picking locks. The blade and even the pick are too wide.
I don't know.
Okay, showtime.
Okay, it's a little more bearable in here. I need tools to open it.
I think Professor Lucien is still in the hallway, trying to get into his cabin. I'd better wait until the coast is clear. I know people like that always have to be doing something. They feel useless if they don't have anything to do. I feel sorry for them.
Okay, let's go back in here. There's nothing really behind the bars, so let's go back. Let's see if we can make it to the front. He's gonna go that way for a second. I'm actually laughing. Zellner lost his hat.
Hey, my pistol!
You'll get it back in Venice. Frightening me like that. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past my window.
Be off with you.
Oh, man.
use these.
Phew, that was close. He left the lock open. How convenient.
How
Let's see. A wrench. You don't say. This is too easy.
You don't say. The thing with him being on the top of the roof like that, like you would hear him stomping around.
I could unscrew the screws, but I should only open the cover inside the tunnel. Huh. Looks like it actually fits.
What was that? Sir! Must have fallen out.
Put that on the floor.
Yes, sir.
That
It
was
didn't.
close.
It didn't
If
make
the
any noise
second
on my
screw
end
makes
either.
that much noise, it's over for me.
Prevent it from happening again. Yeah, they got super suspicious.
I don't believe that anything really changed down there.
Other than getting super suspicious? I'm trying to think of what we can mess with. So we need to get something then.
I don't think I need anything else from the toolbox, and if I do, I know where to find it.
Yep. We're on the train again. Can I go into the next carriage now?
They should have been able to open the door with pliers. I think the coast is clear. Pardon me, sir.
We could have used you a few minutes ago.
Yep, there was that interaction.
I assume Inch is also in the compartment. He'll probably find some excuse to sneak out to trigger the blackout and engage the emergency brakes. No idea how he expects to pull that off. He usually leaves me in the dark about such things. Even after months of partnership, he still doesn't trust me completely.
Beast, question for you since you love butterscotch so much. Do you have a favorite brand of butterscotch?
Obviously, they managed to open the door. I wonder who or what the archaeologist thinks locked it. Did he connect it to the burglary in London? Probably not.
I haven't had butterscotch in forever, so like. Can I? Oh, okay, he glitched. Ah, he glitched. Oh, there we go.
Huh. Is this a Stradivarius or something like that? If it is, maybe I should take it with me during the blackout. With any luck, I'm gonna be a happy family man soon, and I'll need a few francs, lira, or marks.
I saw his eyes!
A paperback. A crime novel, I'd say. The Vicarage in the Mirror by Clarissa Westmacott. I'm not interested in crime novels, but I recognize her name. She's the most successful writer in the world. Some maps, info for travelers, some pictures, and the schedule, all neatly hung up with magnets. Climbing over the coal car is the only way to get into the driver's cab while the train is moving. I can't imagine Inch climbing over it to trigger a blackout up front. I bet he paid someone to do his dirty work. Inch almost never takes personal risks, and usually he tries to keep his hands clean.
Okay, so we are looking for something. Yeah, open the cabinet.
Won't work. There's a lock at the bottom of the window. Maybe. The big map shows the different routes the Orient Express took in the course of its long history. It's larger than the other notices, and thus hung up with larger magnets. I'll take one with me.
Oh, did he take a magnet? Because that's what we need. Yay! Okay, we got what we needed. Where is Zellner, though? That's the question. Zellner just poofed. Now Zellner's poofing. The doctor poofed too. I don't know, I love games where you can see like what's going on in the background. Like it shows you the other side of the story.
I'll tie the magnet to the string. Done.
It's pretty cool, not gonna lie.
All right. We should... What?
The light's gone out!
Flashlights! Ah! Get off me!
And that
There,
explains
sir.
how
An
the letter
envelope.
appeared.
My dear Nico, you should take a closer look at the box. R.
What the dickens? It's a...
Away with it! Take cover!
As if by magic, yep.
What's the meaning of this? What do you want here?
What was the point of the bomb?
Isn't that obvious? I wanted to dispose of Legrand as spectacularly as possible.
You almost disposed of me as well.
Did I not tell you to deliver the letter and leave immediately?
People could have died.
But of course! That was the point of the bomb.
I don't want to hurt anyone. You know that.
And you know that I don't care what you want. Obey my orders and nothing will happen to you, and you'll soon be a rich man.
I won't blindly obey orders anymore. I want to know what the plan is.
You know as much as you need to know. We will steal the second eye in Cairo before the eyes of the world. The theft of the first eye got everyone's attention. Legrand's death would have increased the excitement immeasurably. But this will do just as well. We'll have a showdown instead. The Raven versus the Inspector. That should also electrify the press.
Why are you doing this? I thought it was about the jewels. Why are we making life difficult for ourselves and attracting so much attention?
It's about more than that. It's about performing on the greatest stage of all. About the end of a legend. You'll see when it's time for you to see. Until then, just do as I say.
And what if I just leave? You knew who you were dealing with the whole time.
I don't have time for your hypocrisy. You always knew who you were dealing with. If, for your peace of mind, you have to pretend to be innocent in this situation, so be it. But we both know that you begged me to let you in on the heist, and in this business one must get one's hands dirty.
But, James! James! Where on earth are you?
During the trip, we'll keep a low profile and steer clear of Legrand.
I lost the ticket and the fake passport.
I swear, if my arm was still good enough to climb, I'd have disposed of you long ago. Ah, well. I'd prefer that no one see you while you're on board. Smuggle yourself on board and stay undercover until Cairo.
Okay.
And no more games.
This also explains why he was not
Nothing that
available
Legrand,
when
the police,
she was
or
calling
anyone
for
else
him.
could do to you compares to what I will do to you if you don't follow my plan.
James, there you are. Is the inspector to carry my luggage onto the ship all by himself?
He thinks he knows me. He thinks I'm stupid and weak. I have him right where I want him. Here's a young thief who'll show an old-timer how it's done. Even if it means a bit of solitary confinement.
Yeah, he stowed away on the ship.
I'm lying on a pile of clothes. Different fabrics. Some rougher, some softer. This one feels like a fine net. No, I don't think this will be much use. I hope the dock workers have left the cargo hold. I better just take a peek. Or at least I'd take a peek if it were possible to open it. Okay, where's the screwdriver? Knife. There's the screwdriver. So, if I just turn this... aha! Oh, you're kidding me! Seems to be a strap for holding something on the shelf above the trunk. Unfortunately, I can't reach the clasp.
Pocket tool. Yep. Let's see.
Oh, brilliant! Hopefully the clasp won't slip out of the box when I pull the strap.
Ah, that's the metal pipe. Okay,
The
yeah,
pipe
everything's
rolls
just
up
being
against the
explained.
shelf, but it's still out of my reach. Looks like I hit the jackpot on my first try. There's nothing more to be had. How's that supposed to work? The strap won't tie itself around the pipe. All right then. I'll just drive the blade through the end of the strap. It's worth a try. Ta-da! Oh. That should hold. That's no use. Looks like I hit the jackpot on my first try.
Okay,
There's
let me
nothing
see.
more to be had. My best chance. Steady as a rock. And not a second too soon, it seems. Elegant.
That would have hurt.
Oh, great. Okay, I'll tie him up and then get out of here before they start looking for him. And I already have an idea where I can hide.
I can't imagine that you'll just leave.
Yeah, without saying goodbye either.
No need to be frightened, young lady.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to see you.
This is hardly the time or the place. What happened on the train?
Nothing bad. Everyone is fine.
Inch is dangerous. I warned you.
I know. That's why we're being careful. And you have a smart and handsome young thief at your side.
This is a
And
new
humble too.
Don't
thing.
worry. I'll take care of you.
What have I done to deserve luck like this?
Oh my. That's new information. I had no idea about that. Oh, look at that! Chapter 2 is over. That didn't feel as long. Yeah, oh my. Okay, that was chapter 2. Oh, woo. Yay. Oh, no, I don't want to load. Go back. I don't know how long the third chapter is. Let me see. Let's see how long it is. I cannot type to save my life tonight. Let's see here. Okay, so I think I'll leave chapter 3 for next stream because the length of chapter 3 is basically the length of a normal stream anyway. So we'll leave it there. But we should have the final piece of the puzzle and figure out how everything goes. And will we catch the Raven now that we know who it is? Or will we fail? Won't know. Until next time, it'll definitely be next week. So, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Let me get this up and running real fast. Hold on. I'm trying to do this, and it's hard because I'm like, I don't know who. Let me see. Here, let me mute this for 2 seconds because I'm trying to do something and I don't want other sounds playing. See who's playing. Let's see who's playing what. Yeah. Ding 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 ding. It doesn't look like anybody is on right now, so as much as I would love to raid somebody, it doesn't look like anybody's on a raid, so we'll just leave it here for tonight. But I will definitely be back. My streaming days might be changing. I'm not 100% sure on that as of yet, but Wednesdays and Fridays will stay the same. It's Mondays that might change. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'll try to keep informed in the Discord on any changes, but until then, I will hopefully see you guys on Monday. And yeah, I will see you guys then. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you again next time.